the flies you're getting. And I do want to talk to you about your results, just to make sure. Like today, Daniela earlier today had great results, but she just mistaken, and this has happened a couple times, the sex of the flies, whether or not they're male or females. Okay, she got all white-eyed males, all red-eyed females. Okay, so that's important to do, is to check with me to make sure you're getting the right things. Okay, some of you are going to get all red-eyed flies. Okay, it'll be interesting, Presley, to see what you get. Okay, so once again, you're not adding the number. Okay, like to the day before. So if yesterday I got 2 and 2, okay, and today I get 2 and 2, okay, like I'm not adding four to that. Okay, I'll have a running total once it's all said and done. Also, just real quickly, everyone has been asking me, like, when do I know I'm done? We're really looking for that second generation, that technically the F2, the F3, however you want to look at it. Okay, when the kids are having, when your kids are having kids, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. You're great, right? Great, yeah. Okay, so, and I will help you with that. I'm going to give you some major kudos. You guys, this is the first year, and no shame, like with other classes, like I'm getting better results this year I've ever done before. Okay, and I'm gonna attribute that to 2 things. I think that you're doing a good job. And at first, I was really worried about how we were going to do this with COVID. I was like, oh man, Greta and I debated, should we even do it? I was like, man, I like doing this so much, and it's fun to have these flies. And I know some people don't love it, but it's always kind of fun to see what we're going to get. You know, this is like a living creatures. And so we had this idea, I was going to get this ice chest in here, and you guys were going to put those in there. But I really like the idea of you guys getting your virgins, and the number of you that have gotten virgins are like above and beyond what I ever expected. So good job. Keep up that good work, and we're going to continue to kind of look at the results of that. Now, okay, those are your results there. Okay, I'm going to send out real quickly here this, and this should say period 7, not period 5. Okay, this little quiz. Okay, I wanted to see how you do. So everybody go ahead and open up your, we're going to do it with a different chart. Okay, I'm going to send this to you in your classroom. I want you to try to do your best and see how it all shakes out. Okay, so this is for Friday. I will keep that up there. Okay, again, I will keep this up here, but I want you to try your best. I'll release the scores, but I want you to see if you can get like if you could do well on this. Okay, so this time we're going to use this chart rather than the previous chart. This chart rather than the previous chart. So if you're watching this from home, you're absent today, or you're virtual, please go on to Google Classroom, find the thing that says for Friday, click on the form, and then complete this. And let's talk about this once this is done.
Thought this was a bad. Mr. Burnworth, I'm itchy. Maybe I have the lices.
I got itches because it's that time of year. You know?
My back itches so bad. I need to have one. Erica would be pissed, bro. Should we have him call my mom? That's my mom. No, but I called her the other day with Tyler and she wasn't mad. I was like, hey, Shotty, can Tyler come in? I seriously went from that phone. Yeah, because then Mr. Burke, will you seriously call my mom? I think it'd be funnier if he called my mom because he knows my mom. Well, my mom would be genuinely mad. And then she'd be like, I can't get this out all day. Are you done with your test? Riley, are you sad? Like, genuinely?
You look really depressed.
Can I give you a hug, Riley? You look like you're about to cry. I think we had therapy, Sir Riley. Are you that little girl that has the emotions in her head? God, I crack myself up sometimes. What? Have
Your
you
what?
done your quiz thing yet?
What'd you say to me, Sammy?
Yeah, you probably should be.
God.
Sometimes I just start laughing at myself for no reason. I'm like, I'm so funny. Can I take this home with me and babysit it?
What is it?
It's a ball of moss. It's a moss ball. Moss ball.
Is it alive?
Yeah. It's a moss ball.
I'm not.
Bradley, you look so sad.
Dude, I'm going live on Instagram. I'm bored. Do you want to be in it?
Are you done, Presley?
Did he give you your scores? Did I give them their scores?
You said when you released them. Tell me when somebody gets it.
Okay. My mom will probably do it.
Nice.
That was a lot.
He just. Can I do it too with this one?
Avery, sanitize, you nasty.
You just gave me
Gracie
sanitizer.
Dale, get off your phone. For Christ's sake.
Dude, you just gave me sanitizer.
Get off your phone, Gracie Dale. Can you believe these kids, Mr.
I want
Boomer?
to see if
On their
I wanna
phone
see
all
if
the
my
time.
mom will do it. Because then she'll be like, "What are you doing?" There's nobody on yet.
We all do a little.
It'll start going.
Couple people still need to finish up. It's okay.
Did you like that view, Gracie? I don't want. I want to appear on your.
Surprise, Shawty. Surprise, Shawty.
I like your hat.
We got that alliance. Sammy Lambert. Hey, Sammy Lambert.
Oh.
Love Keaton. Get on here. Get on here.
Bryce.
Hey, Bryce. I thought your name was Bruce. We can't even see you because of my hat. Yes.
Why do you have Play-Doh? I want mine bright pink.
It's your own.
Sure. She freaking yeeted that. That's Bryce Mugford. Logan Penrod. Who's Logan Penrod?
He keeps adding me on Snapchat.
Who is that? Hi. We're playing with Play-Doh.
Guys, you're taking a quiz. Shush it.
Shush.
God.
No.
Do you have a problem with that?
Yeah.
Is it alive?
Isaac.
Sammy. Sammy. Text Tyler. Tell him to get on the line.
I don't know.
No, Gracie
All
Dale.
right, listen up, folks. Let's go ahead and look at some of the answers here real quickly. By the way, shh, guys, stick with me here. Thank you. So yesterday, I'll go ahead and release these. Okay, so I did this where I didn't change the questions. I only changed the response, and you guys like nailed it. Okay, for the most part. I'm not going to go through all of these, but just want to show once again. Okay, for the most part, there's a few of you that are still not getting it, but for the most part, you are. Okay, so like remember big picture stuff. Like I didn't get this when I was in high school. I feel like my teacher, which was really a great teacher, like taught me like the facts, but I want you to build the connections. Okay. The ultimate goal here is that remember, I want the person. I got the phone number, but I want the person. How do I get the person? I got to put the amino acids in the right spot. Yes. Okay. So like in this case, so again, we're not going to go through each one of these. AAA was lysine. Okay. How is that lysine again? Okay. I'm going to look at my chart. And if I go AAA, I'm going first base A, second base A. So I'm right here. So now I'm looking at, I'm in this column, I'm in this column here, that's lysine. Okay. Most people are getting it. I feel like there was a few people in my 5th period class that were having that aha moment. If you got an 8 or higher, it's because you're getting it. Maybe you didn't get a 10 out of 10 because you just kind of like made a dumb mistake. Yeah. Or what?
Avery, why did you
Cause.
All right, everybody else. Okay, some of you are counting. That's great. If you're not counting, I need everybody to go to Explore Learning and go back to the chickens.
Yeah, it still won't let me on it.
Okay, well, I want to figure that out today. Okay, so go back to the chickens and go to the gizmo of the chickens here. Okay, so we can breed some chickens. So everybody open this up. I want to talk about this one more time too. So breeding some chickens. Gracie, let's take a look at
I was going live. Oh, yeah.
that. Oh, look
I
at that.
swear.
I believe you. What?
It didn't let me on it yesterday. I don't.
Okay, let's review some terminology. Keep counting your flies. I can help you with your flies here in a second, but I kind of want to end our little discussion with the chickens today. Okay, so here's where we've been. Okay, the question, the driving question, that question of like we've got these cells, okay, and all of a sudden they become a fly. Some of them are going to become red-eye flies. Some of them become white-eye flies. Yes. Some of them we know are dominant, and I think yesterday we all determined the fact that we know that wild type or red eyes is dominant. Okay, and I told you, I think yesterday I told you that, you know, I didn't tell you right away that typically when we're talking about these fruit flies, we talk about red eyes, we call them the wild type. And I loved it because Sammy said that he saw another fly that he thought was his tube, was from his tube, but in reality, it was just a fly in his house. We get fruit flies all the time, and this is how nerdy I am. Like last time I saw one, I was in the bathroom, I was in, and a fruit fly landed on my mirror. I got real close. I was like, oh, we got a little, it's a red-eyed male. I could tell what sex it was crawling on my mirror. Okay, so we know that there's a dominant and recessive. We know there's 46 chromosomes. The two in chromosomes are sex chromosomes, XX and XY. XX is male, or XX is female, sorry, XY is male. And we know that there are certain traits that are dominant and recessive. Okay, we call that the genotype. Make sure when we're doing these things today that you click the genotype and that you show the statistics. And some of you yesterday were breeding until you got like, it's like the record was like 10,000 something. Okay. Yeah. Now we know yesterday that if we breed these two together, we're going to get all those red and whites. Okay. And we know that will have a big R and a big W. And if we wanted to breed those two together and clear those, we know that we're going to get some all kinds of crazy stuff. Some reds, some whites, some red and whites, right? Okay, but when it gets weird is when we do something like this. I'm going to breed this white with this red and white, and what appears is no reds at all. It doesn't matter how many times I do that. Okay, you have to have two of the same dominant gene to have that eye color. Okay, I would like for you to answer the 5 questions at the bottom of this, and then I want to talk about it. Do your best. I'll give you credit if you get at least 1. I'll give you credit if you get at least 1.
Guys, I made a road. Guys, I made a road. Look at this road.
Oh, 256 of time.
Okay. Oh, every road. Okay, everybody ready? Answer these questions, please. Thank you. 5 questions at the bottom. Thank you. Thank you. Try to do them on your own.
Making me long voice again.
Oh.
I'll lose all 16,000 chickens.
Oh.
Wait. Open it up on the
Let's
tab.
go. On the leg with the shirt on right. You guys like this?
I would have gotten all 5.
Well, I got 2 right here.
Someone down just dug in.
I know, it was,
Okay, let's roll for 1,000.
hey, I got 1. Let's go.
Number 2.
That's what I mean, I didn't know, like,
Number 2
you
is
could get
A.
over that. Don't say it, I would take it.
Yes, it is. Correct answer is A.
Shh, don't tell me.
Let's listen to that. Oh, nice. A+.
Hey, I got 1 right. Oh, I got 1 wrong. Don't listen to people, kids. They said number 2 was A, so I changed my answer from C to A. So C was right. Is it C? No, do that one. C. I got 5 right. Oh, that's true. Oh, it's a police chase.
You're very important one.
I saw.
Is that O.J. Simpson?
I can't believe you knew that, man.
You know, number 5. No, you got it.
I don't know. At least like.
Hey.
Did you get any year?
Wait, yours is so laggy.
Same old, same old?
Like daily. I'm kidding. Get on. I'm kidding. This is for you. It's the one that.
What do you get?
Number 5 is stupid.
Same stuff?
I got on this for you.
I put
You
30,
read
30,
Sammy.
30. No, I know that now.
Did you show you the answer?
Sammy, if you would have produced 14,000 chickens, you clearly would have done
What, Sammy?
I want to say it looks like, hey, my flag.
Did you click
Okay,
on
cool.
it?
No, someone like put it in an Instagram group chat.
That's like a hacker.
Yeah, get them all the time.
You would.
Okay, yeah, there's what? Yeah, that's not good.
This will do it.
There's a lot of porn stars up here.
Oh my God.
I know, I'm honest, man.
All right, folks, listen up. We're gonna talk about this car chase in just a second. stick with me for about 6 minutes here and then we'll be done. Okay, here's I want to talk about these questions though real quick. I'm kind of a fan right now of these guys, and I like them for a couple different reasons. Okay, but let's talk about this. When we start looking at, guys, stick with me, thank you. When we start looking at genotypes and phenotypes, genotypes are the letters, phenotypes are the looks. We know our looks of our chicks could be red, white, or red and white. Okay, we know that it's got to be like a combination of some sort of dominant gene. So in this case, this was red, okay, and white together. Okay, so the correct answer is going to be B. It doesn't matter in this case if you put the W first or the R first. Okay, because that's going to be the same thing. Okay, so the correct answer is B. Number 2, I like the little heart there. That made me smile. Those 2 chickens are love. The only option we're going to get, remember, is going to be the red-white combo. Okay, so that's C. Okay, that's going to be the combo. All right, now we will do something like this. Shh, guys. We will do something like this in the future where I give you the offspring and I ask you to look for the parents. Okay, and although this might seem hard, you're like, how am I supposed to know what the parents are if I don't know? Yeah, right. You look at the offspring. Guys, please. Thank you. So I got a white, I got red and white, I got red and white, I got red, red. Okay, what the parents, what they have to be, they have to be the combination, right? Because I've got everything there. Okay, from a parent, I can get a red, red, I can get a white, white, I can get a red, white. Okay, so the correct answer there is A. Now, those of you who are like breeding a lot, if I've got 0 reds, that means one of my parent has to be all white, right? The other one is red, white. Okay, so the correct answer is C. And last but not least, number 5, what's the most likely percentages for the offspring? Don't worry about the numbers. You can almost do this with no numbers, okay? Because here's the deal. You're not going to get 100% red, white, okay? You're going to get a possibility of that, okay? That's definitely a possibility. The most likely percentage, okay? The correct answer is D because I could get a red, red. I could get it. It's just like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? This right here, okay, is the offspring from those 2 parents, okay? So yes, I see where you're saying you could get 100% red. Oh, gotcha. Okay, all right. Let's talk about this. Riley, don't say it again in case people don't know. Jeez Louise, you guys are good. Nobody could get this last period. Okay, all right. So this is funny because the TikTok people know this is all about. Is that how you mean? All right. So let me tell you this. So if you're on the TikTok, which I'm addicted to right now, okay, on the TikTok, thanks for following. Okay, now listen. I love TikTok. I can't.
Have you ever like made a TikTok?
Yeah, I made one. It's bad.
It's the one with the hair.
It's funny.
It's I really like it. It's not really that great. They wanted to make one. I was like, let's do it. So back in the day, I recently saw this TikTok. It was like, if you recognize these things, you were born, blah, 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 right? Have you seen those TikToks? Okay, so back in the day, before this wonderful like computer and this projector, we had these carts, okay? Today, a cart is a totally different thing. If you're smiling, you're in trouble, and Dr. Lippman would like to see you, okay? Okay, now listen. Okay, now listen, here we go. So I got this cart, and here's what it was. It was this giant thing with the TV on top of it. Okay, it was a big, and then it had the VCR at the bottom. And we would literally roll the cart, like we'd have to talk to each other. We'd be like, hey guys, who's using the cart today? They're like, oh no, okay, Myra, you can have it. It was like me, Jim Myra, who's the chemistry teacher. Okay, Mrs. Hippensteel was next door. She was this is way before Greta. Okay, and then Mr. Underwood. Okay, so we would all be like, hey, who's using the cart today? We would just wheel it, and it was loud and heavy. Okay, so then eventually get this. A lot of people don't know this, but all rooms had TVs. Some rooms still have TVs. I was like, get rid of mine. I can't even stand to look at it anymore. But they were all held at the top of this. Okay, so the TV would be up here, right? Okay, so what's that?
We watched something on Underwood.
Does he?
Underwood,
He
yeah.
still uses it?
Yeah, we watched something on it last year.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Anyway, so this was on this day of school. It was kind of crazy. Everybody got a little fired up, okay? Because everybody wanted the cart because we could watch live TV and people were like going crazy, okay? And not on this day, okay, where they were chasing this guy down. This guy was O.J. Simpson. Okay?
Oh,
And O.J. Simpson was in this Bronco. This is famous, man. Like this is one of the first times like people were like, here's this car chase in LA. Okay. And like they had helicopter footage. Like, I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff. Okay. But the trial was like must see TV. Like everybody was like, and like people were like watching it in school. It was like, forget what we're doing today. Everybody needs to know like what's happening to O.J. Simpson. Right? So when the O.J. Simpson case came out, people first started to see these pictures. Okay. And this, if now you guys are probably seeing like Law and Order, SVU, or like, you know, Criminal Minds, all that stuff. These are DNA tests. And DNA tests are used as evidence against people. Okay. But that O.J. Simpson case was huge because finally people were like, whoa, does the blood on the knife, does it, the bloody glove, like in the court, he tried to put the glove on. Yeah, he said it. Right? The DNA said he did it. Okay, but then the court like let him go. Okay, so like it's been talked about for years and years and years. Okay, next week we're taking this next level. We're not breeding fruit flies anymore. Okay, I mean we still are. But we're gonna figure out who this kid's dad is, and we're going to send the results in to let this kid know, like, who his dad is.
Dude, can you do that with me? I don't know my.
You could.
Yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
let's do it.
Well, I have to have samples from all the people. So if you can give me a sample from all your potential dads, then we could do.
I don't even know.
See, that's a little bit harder there. What's going on?
Dude, I'll just go like stab him. There's nobody out there.
Sample of what?
Dude, can I steal my dad's semen? Actually,
Whoa.
it's gonna be taken out of context. That was good, Fox.
Thank you.
Fox and that.
What, my kid told me that thanks to you. Yeah. Okay, listen, 2 minutes, then we'll stop. Okay, listen. Okay, so what we're gonna do,
Come on, bro. Sit down, dude.
2 minutes. So what we got is we're going to take this DNA and we're going to put it in something called a gel electrophoresis. Okay. And we're going to separate the DNA out and we will be able to determine paternity, okay, from these samples. Okay. I'm very excited about it.
What's that?
Who is it?
Push him out through the hallway.
Great.
No, that was the most random thing I've heard.
All right.
Where's your pizza?
You guys, this is great. All right. Flies still home? Can you bring them on Monday? Okay. I did call Zach Michaels' mom and guess whose flies appeared today randomly? Zach Michaels.
That's crazy. I wonder how that happened.
I had to call mother. Okay. Thanks for paying attention.
That was not.
My plum book that. At least